How cool is that startup sequence? Hey guys, we're here to talk about the DJI Osmo Pocket today. I did a quick comparison with it against the RX100VA and the Pixel 3, which I just got. I plan to do a full review of the Pixel upcoming, so make sure you go ahead and subscribe if you want to see that. First and foremost, this thing focuses on video stabilization. So the whole reason you're going to get this is if you want buttery smooth video, but in a very small form factor. It's not going to give you too much modularity in a sense. You're not going to get external microphones, external screens, but what it does give you is a built-in touchscreen, decent audio, incredibly smooth video, up to 4K 60p in a very small package at a $350 price point, and it really doesn't compromise. You'll see this is actually a touchscreen on the front of this. It's a very intuitive and easy to use interface. It's mostly involving swipes and things of that nature. You can change your frame rates, change your resolutions, change your shooting modes, all through the use of that touchscreen. The built-in screen on here is proven to be pretty good. Right now we're in really bright daylight, as you can see, and I have no issue seeing it, being able to control it. So props to them for doing a good job with the screen on this thing. Where that screen becomes incredibly useful is when you're vlogging, because you can see the framing around you, behind you, you can actually see your shot. The other great thing, because this is so small and it's on a gimbal, you're going to be able to get really creative shots. Think of going into a glass, going into an anthole, following someone's feet on the ground. Now, even though I have something like my Ronin to use for those follow-along shots or get really close to the ground, it's just simply not anywhere near as small. There's a lot more you can do when you have something this small that's also this stabilized and also gives you these different operational modes. It's amazing to see what they fit in at this price point. I think DJI has been doing a great job trying to push other companies forward, and they're really taking a no-compromise strategy where they're going to do as much as they possibly can in their products, regardless of what the rest of the market's doing, and you have to appreciate that as a consumer. So you might be wondering recently why I've been getting so much tech, why I just upgraded my phone. I got the RX Mark V as well as the DJI Pocket. Well, next year my goal is to really try to get a following on this channel. Something with goals is you really have to set achievable, incremental goals that also will force you to change. Doing the same thing repeatedly time over time isn't going to push you forward. Doing something that really causes a catalyst for a change is what's going to push you to do new things. So for that reason, I'm going to set a goal of 150 videos next year. That gives me about every 2.5 days roughly, bad math, to go ahead and put out videos. But my goal there is to grow as a videographer, to grow as a filmmaker, to tell better stories. So that's how I'm setting my goals. Another great thing you guys can do as a tip is to do something like daily goals. So you notice that's kind of been my backdrop here. It's just the space I have to use in my apartment. But what I'm doing here is every morning I wake up and I write something I want to do that day. It can be small, it can be light, but it holds me accountable. I have to make sure that I go achieve that goal, otherwise I feel guilty. The goal is to encourage yourself to do that thing you wanted to in the day and not go beyond a day. Set incremental goals, make them achievable, and track them. So back to the review here then. I do want to talk about this for stills. I don't see this being used for stills much. That's not something you should necessarily buy this for. It's really a video camera at heart. It's there if you need it, but this is really designed all around for video. Let's be clear of that. That's where when you look at something like the Sony or the Pixel, it's not going to match up to it at all when you come to stills. When you look at the video though, that's where it does exceed. If you do want video like me, a lot of people have been comparing this to the GoPro Hero 7 Black. I see them as you have an action camera and you have a cinematic pocket camera. Now, I wouldn't consider this an action camera. It's tiny, it's got stabilization. Let me pause right here real quick because I'm not entirely sure what's going on with the audio. I'm finding as I'm editing this video, when there's a lot of background or wind noise, what it's doing is actually kind of taking my voice and echoing it throughout the audio here. So I'm hoping this is something DJI can fix in an update, but for right now, it's something to be aware of if you're shooting on the camera in high wind scenarios. Back to the video. but it's not water resistant. You're not going to take it to the ocean with you. Sure, you can maybe get a case for it, but that's really where the GoPro is going to shine. The GoPro is durable. You can drop it. It'll take a beating. It's easy to use. Doesn't have the front-facing camera. The audio is probably not quite as good. I'll do a comparison if you guys want me to. If not, there's plenty of videos out there as well. This is meant to do things like vlogging, take along for travel, where the GoPro is something maybe when you want to go paddleboarding, you want to go in the water, you want to go biking, it might get dropped, it might get dinged. This is not anywhere near as durable as the GoPro. Let's take a quick look at the stabilization comparison against the Sony and the Pixel. So you'll see here, we're just walking down the street. On the left, we're gonna have the DJI. On the right, we're gonna have the Sony. Notice how much more significantly smooth the DJI is. I've tried the vlogging grip for the Sony and it really just didn't make much of a difference. Again, if you want to check out my other video down below, at one point I'm walking on the street and you can see it's a little bit jittery. Although the Pixel is a little bit better even than the Sony because they have some more software stabilization built in, you can see in this, again with DJI on the left, we're going to have the Pixel 3 XL on the right. The stabilization on the Osmo really just blows anything else you're going to see in its form factor out of the water. Overall, I really like this thing. I actually see this quickly overtaking my Sony here as my travel camera. I'm still going to use my cell phone for any type of still shots, photography, but I think for any video moving forward, this is really going to take the cake. This is something that is just so tiny, compelling. Let me know what you guys think. If you've used it, if you've compared any of these devices, if you want to see something more in depth with either my Sony here, the Pixel, as well as the GoPro Hero 7, I can definitely do a review of those. So just let me know in the comments. As usual, smash that subscribe button, guys. Again, my goal for 2019, I'm going to try to hit 150 videos in that year. Cheer me along, follow me through that journey, and I'll see you guys next time.